10 seconds.
Eventually, at some point in this game, you're going to get Blink Basher. These heroes die.
5
They die to the bear.
remaining.
They will, yes. Also a great laner versus Doom, right? I'm not sure if you mentioned that. Did you mention that?
It's decent against Doom, especially with the Lich as well. And like we said, if you want kills, just rotate the Nixon as well. Whoever they want to kill will just die. The Grimstroke's pretty good against Ursa, though, with the Phantom's Embrace. Before he gets that Fury swipe stuff. I really don't like this Grimstroke Bane combo. Like, Doom's not playing the map very quickly either. Like, they need to pick a hero that can rotate around the map here. Like, something like a Puck or a Queen of Pain. But both those heroes are awful against Nyx. So.
Yeah. Yeah, Nyx pick has put them in a bit of a hole.
It just there's heroes like this that just force you to play the game different. Nyx is just so annoying. It's such a good Carapace game as well, up against the Flame Guard from the Ember, the Doom with the Scorched Earth as well. Like, you can easily catch a Grimstroke off guard as well, but when he goes to use that Stroke of Fate, good against Inkswell.
Dire team ban.
But I don't think you can pick a team being worried about that Nyx all the time, because it's kind of the same way as, like, otherwise you think of spells that Carapace is good against, and then it just counters every hit. You can't.
You also have to look at your own team as well. Like, what do they need on Kaban? They need some tower push really, really badly right now, because right now they have nothing.
10 seconds.
They could also use some Roshan taking ability as well. Maybe the Troll Warlord might be something to look towards now.
5 seconds remaining.
But then again, that involves putting the Ember at mid, when they could just lane the Ember at the Ursa against him. Well, I guess you can put Troll mid. He does pretty well versus Ursa.
Yeah, he's okay.
But then you can just pick like OD. No, it's interesting. It's I think there's far too many options available to these teams to put them out. No perfect answer, it seems, for both teams, I would say.
I think you still want to put this Pango. Do you want to put this Pango mid and have Pango Ursa as your cause? Sounds pretty rubbish.
It feels very aggressive, but I mean, it might work.
I think you want some kind of burst damage here, like something that can.
10 seconds remaining.
I think you want to put Pango as your offlaner at least, would be my guess.
Monkey King.
Yeah, there you go. There's the Monkey King. Okay, so Pango's going to be offlane. And this is such a good flex pick as well, the Monkey King, because it lanes up well against the Doom and the Ember Spirit. So they can just kind of decide what they want to do with it when they see the whole draft from Kaban.
Yeah, this is actually a really strong pick. Just if you can't counter the enemy hero at mid, then just counter the enemy offlaner twice.
10 seconds remaining.
You're golden.
5 seconds remaining.
What do they want to pick against this then, though? It's not an easy one. It has to be said. I still think they need some kind of like hero that plays the map really quickly and makes space, because this Doom and Ember feel very static, their lineup at the moment.
I'm not too sure about the Ember, but they definitely they need so much from this last pick.
Ember's okay, but he needs a little bit of time to come online before he can make that space, feels like.
But the thing, it's kind of like a combination of the Ember being this kind of non-pushy tower or Roche helping hero, not a very objective-focused hero. And then you got the two supports, which are both pick-up based. They do go for the Troll Warlord. Nomad trade-marketed prediction there, you're welcome. Yep, I'll take all the credit for that one. Thank you very much. Played a long time ago.
The missed chance is really good this game as well, though, against the Ursa and the Monkey King with the whirling axes. I don't mind it too much. It's like it's one of the best heroes at dealing with Monkey King in the lane, I think, as well. I think they're deciding here whether they want to put the Monkey King off lane and the Pango mid, or what they want to do. I think I prefer Empire's draft, but not by much. I think it's pretty close still.
Yeah, I mean, I think this troll does tick all their boxes, right? Like, he doesn't care about Ursa or Monkey King because the missed chance in lane is really useful and they're slow as well. And it also gives them Roshan and tower pushing potential. So I think this is a really nice pickup from Kaban. And yeah, on the side of Team Empire, I mean, I think it's just because they got the Nyx stats. And, as we said, the Bane and Grimstroke feels so slow. and they both picked these to counter both the Pangolier. And this guy's just now going offlaner. So you've devoted both your supports to countering an offlaner. I mean, sure, Bane is good. They're both good against like kind of anyone, but still, like, you wouldn't normally pick this support duo unless you were trying to get rid of one of the enemy cores, which they will do. I don't think Pango's going to have a very good game. I think his lane's going to be pretty bad as well. It doesn't sound like a nice lane for him to play against, especially with the brain sap going through. Yeah, it's pure damage, so it does go through Pangolier's W. Not that he's going to level it in lane anyway, but I think generally he's just going to be kind of forced out a little bit, and it's going to be quite rough for him.
I just feel like it feels like last game where Pavaka didn't have any kind of objective taking ability to take towers, and it's the same again where they might win a few fights on Empire, but can they actually finish the game? Like, can they go high ground? Because I'm looking at their lineup at the moment, and it feels like they're really going to struggle when they get to that point to actually finish the game. And eventually, at some point in this game, the Ember and the Troll are going to just overpower this game in terms of going late.
Yep, I am picking up what you are putting down, and good luck, have fun to play as we get into game number 1 between Team Empire and Team Kaban as they battle it out to earn their place in the upper bracket for the semifinals. Full cup, I would say. 3 days of Dota for the BTS Spring Cup. You can find all the details on the BTS website or over on Liquipedia or any of the usual places. $20,000 is the prize pool for this event, so it's a tasty bit of pocket change for these teams, and
that's pretty nice.
These guys.
That's 20,000 for each region, because obviously there is a C region.
Yeah, I believe so.
Pretty nice, and it's nice to have these little Dota cups in between the minors and the majors and whatnot as well, so we don't have 4 days of nothing.
Yeah, exactly. As I said, we're like the mortar between the bricks, am I right?
Yeah.
Oh, a bit of a like my joke. Thanks, man. He's got me. My brother.
He loves it.
Does
great.
Does love a bit of spicy bounce.
Dude, look at this little frog hopping mid. Loving life.
This is a great career to turn into.
That actually looks awful. That is so ridiculous.
It was so much fun. There, get in the river. That's where you belong. You little amphibian, you. He's closing the gap onto Cinder.
Like, oh my god, a frog.
The battle begins.
OS frog in the chat, please. Yeah, bounties will be actually 3 going to Empire. Kaban, yeah. Not sure. Didn't fancy going for their top rune, I guess.
Sure,
they value the lanes more, I think, because they've got Phobos and 9 at mid right now.
Yeah, they want to make sure they get the right laning set up here. Ember's kind of like it's not between the trolls laning mid. They're just waiting for between the Doom and the Ember.
Yeah,
I think the Ember doesn't want to be laning against the Ursa. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you see Doom walking towards top now. The Ember needs to have a good start this game. Put him up against the Pango, who's not a particularly strong laning hero.
Walking top though, because that's where the Ursa is.
Yeah, but they don't want to put the Ember against the. Ursa.
Right, of course. They're just saying, even though the Doom is countered by Ursa, it's like, well, you're a Doom. I mean, just get level 6.
It's like one of us is going to suffer against the Ursa. Who's it going to be? And Skit is like, it's not me, buddy. And so DK Phobos is like, okay, fine, I'll just deal with it.
I volunteer as tribute.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit of action in the bottom lane. They're kind of just trading spells. So, I mean, he's got this crazy health reach out of 13.9 with the Tango. So, whilst Bane can kind of trade with him, it still never feels good to trade with Nick Assassin. But, I mean, I guess if you're a Bane with Life Sap, it's one of the few heroes which you can. Brain Sap, sorry. Meanwhile, up at top, it's Elmo. Elmo, in fact.
Oh, this is really nice by Syndra in the bot lane. He took Nightmare at level 2, obviously, but then uses it to try and stop the Nyx from stopping the pull by Nightmaring him and then pulling the creep wave anyway. So he does get the pull off, which is nice for him.
Yeah, very big, very big. That's why I reckon the puppeteers would make great Dota players as well, because you need a lot of hand strength and dexterity to be a puppeteer. So maybe it's real Elmo. And if there's any children listening, of course, there's no puppeteers involved in the making of Elmo. It's all
no, not
just
all.
imagination
it's all real.
and rainbows.
It's all real.
Cinderin, lagging.
Syndra is always laggy, isn't he? I'm sure.
Plays like it.
Oh, come on, dude. Top guy.
it's got to be done. If Syndren's in the game and you don't say something mean about him, then are you actually a caster?
What tournament was it casted, like, or a qualifier? Was it an open qualifier? We had this the Sin feedometer or whatever.
Oh
it was.
yes, yeah, it was. And of course, Bulldog constantly bullying him. You know, I never thought you'd do it in real life, but at the I think it was the minor before last, Bucharest, where Bulldog and Syndren were there together. He's exactly the same in real life as the things he says behind his back. So, you know, credit to Bulldog. You know, he doesn't change. He's not a backstabber. He's just generally not very nice to Syndren in any situation. So there you go.
It's all for show anyway. They're very good between them on panel. Nice to watch. I say it's for show. It's not really. It's not. But in panels, it makes it a good show. That's what I mean.
I've heard stories about behind the scenes seeing them too, and you can't have them in the same room together. That's what I've heard. You can still use items or silence. Good tip. Good tip. So what are we looking at these lanes? I mean, I think top lane is going to be pretty much free for the S. It doesn't seem to be much argument there on how this is going to go. I can maybe see a couple of kills come on the way of Kaban, maybe with the Ink Swell when they have that up, and the Infernal Blade. I mean, that's quite a lot of damage, but I
think the Ursa is okay, but the Lich has to be careful with his positioning in this. This Grim Doom can just run him down. You know, you get a good Infernal Blade off. And especially with Inkswell on top, that Lich, if he's out of position, will fall.
Where are you watching? That's how it's done.
The mid lane, of course, I think it's a little bit troll favoured. So far it is showing that way, and I think that's only going to grow with time as the troll gets more points into these whirling axes.
Yeah, troll does really well in this lane, obviously, because you have the range form up against the Monkey King. But then if you go in melee form, you can apply that mischance as well, like you say. 60%. For 5 seconds, sorry, is really nice. And you can just secure CS with the whirling axes as well. It's not, you know, the Monkey King is going to get farm himself. I think as long as they just farm up on this Troll and the Ember on the Radiant side, they should be fine. This Grim's going to get level 6, the Bane's going to get level 6, and they can try and start making plays across the map. They're not the best at it, but you know, with the Doom being available as well, they can just run into the enemy jungle, try and find pickoffs.
Absolutely. So bottom lane, of course, is Ember Spirit and the Bane versus Pangolier and the Nyx Assassin. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, this Pango Nyx doesn't really put too much pressure on the lane, right?
Wow.
Where
Syndren has really, really good reactions there. Just the moment the game's like, nope, still lagging.
He's like, I knew in this time.
Yeah.
Time of this unpaused, I knew I was going to be lagging.
3 frames of gameplay, I can determine. Oh, look at Sight here. No chill at all. This guy's lagging. Go for him, boys. Kill the weak. Oh,
what?
Mid lane.
There is no way that should have happened.
That did not look remotely close, but as we left the pause. So, sorry, that is 100% of T-Tors on my part.
I mean, is it T-Tors when it shouldn't be happening in the first place?
It shouldn't be happening. It happens instantly, and yeah, I don't know about that one. That's crazy. Meanwhile, up in top lane, DK Phobos is going to get more down. It's just being chased down by the Ursa. It's kind of funny that this is kind of like a mirror lane, because you got the Ursa who's going to run at you with the right-click modifiers and the AoE slow on himself with Frost Shield. And the Doom is going to run at you with his attack modifier and the AoE stun himself. So
yeah, you asked me about bot lane before, by the way. The thing is, this Nyx and Pango don't really put pressure on the lane too much until he runs in like this.
He's double silence, the double lucky shot coming off and helping out, but the sleep comes in. He's fine. He's all good.
I mean, that's really good harass onto RMN though as well. Sorry, not RMN, Skitter.
Yeah. When people put other players' names in their own names.
Did he just deny to the...
yes, he did.
I still can't believe this Monkey King died in the mid lane. That's crazy. He's getting chased down again here. Is he okay?
Nine doesn't really have a ton of chill here, does he? He's still chasing. He's trying to get the trying to get the ensnare off. Doesn't quite work out for him. Now he's slamming out the voice lines as well. Nine's feeling himself.
Troll players are always like this, dude. You got to roleplay. Fine.
That's true. That's true. You're gonna spam out those voice lines when you're on the old troll.
I just think as soon as these like more levels come out on the Pango and the Nyx, this Ember's going to have to be super careful down in the bot lane. Oh, top lane as well, actually.
Again, almost so low. Biddle will be able to get the right click in. He's actually going on to the Lich here. I'm not sure you win this fight, buddy, though. He does have the 4-1 charges, and the creeps are getting to work, but one more right click, and Sivir is dead.
Does it tingle?
Does it tingle? Wow.
I think like Ember gets kills up in this top lane, but sorry, not Ember. Ursa gets. Does it tingle? Nice. Okay, that's interesting. You've just given the Doom a free kill there. I feel like that shouldn't be happening.
No, I don't think that can ever happen, really. Wow.
Bot lane as well. They chasing Sin.
Yeah, zoning him out the creep wave. It's a tricky lane for them to get kills, and I think they've only got a little
the runes are spawning here though. Like you see this Nyx wants to play around the flame guard usage from the Ember.
Monkey King's coming in, so Sleep comes out, which secures the rune for Soon. Meanwhile, Kodos jumps in and gets the other bounty, but they're actually looking for a kill on Skitter here. And now the disarm comes out, a slow from Lucky Shot going to help out as well. He pops the flame guard, which gives the Nyx a free stun on him, and yeah, they find him.
What are these lucky shots?
Meanwhile, at top,
Hello?
oh, the Doom goes down again, leaving Elmo once again on absolutely no health, but it does still turn out the way that the Doom is dead. This is kind of what we expected. I think this is like the best way they can play this lane, is just super aggressively and try and like get some kills out of this engagement like last time.
The thing is, Troll's getting absolute free farm in this mid lane though. He has 18 denies as well as 34 last hits. That's crazy. Like, if you look at the level difference between him and Monkey King at the moment, it's like a level and a half. It's almost 2 whole levels between them.
Yeah.
Should the lane matchup be this one-sided? I don't think so.
No, but it's how it be, and
Pain reservoir.
kind of respect that. I don't know. I think it is a really, really strong counter. At the same time, like we know 9. There was a time when 9 was tagged to be kind of the next big thing. Hasn't yet showed it, but there's still time for him to arcane it. We know that he's got like a ton of mechanical skill. I mean, I remember those players. I'm trying to remember who exactly said it in an interview. I think it might have been Seb a long time ago. I was saying that 9's one of the players who he's got his eyes on. This was like going 3 years back now, back when 9 was playing for Penta.
Okay. I mean, Cinder is walking towards top lane at the moment, so this Ember has to be careful down here though at the moment, Skitter. He has to make sure he doesn't get picked off.
Yeah.
I think they've realised that they can't really help him down here, so they're just going to leave him to his own devices, try and make sure they help this top lane instead. But Ursa's level 6. This is not an easy lane to gank. The Lich has kept good distance from the lane.
Yeah, this enrage's going to help out a lot. You can pop this whenever he likes, pretty much, as the sleep comes out. And try and do the ink swell as well. The silence comes out, but now not long enough, and the rage comes out, and they can look to turn this one around. Maybe as Elmo just drops Viver straight away, but the Infernal Blade comes down and takes down Mr. Elmo. A look towards Archangel as well, but I think this Lich is probably going to get out of here okay.
What is DK Phobos doing? He just ran up around the trees and while his support died and then came back and got the last hit. That was interesting.
Classic core gameplay. Kodos is bouncing his way over to DK Phobos here, but I don't think DK Phobos particularly... No, he doesn't care. I mean, yeah, Jingu is still a threat.
Can I suggest that you change the net worth, by the way, just to see how far ahead this troll is?
Golly!
He is just in his own little world in this mid lane at the moment, and they can't really send anybody there to stop him.
Yeah, there's going to be an early Yasha. And a whole lot more. Oh my
Ember's
God.
coming top lane. What a fight.
Stun out onto the Ursa. He's still got the enrage to work with though, but the silence comes out. He's trying to take off the Phantom's Embrace and will be able to do so. And with the Frost Shield, he's starting to run himself away, but there's now 4 heroes surrounding Elmo, and Elmo is dead. Kids,
Joe, I'm
Elmo
really
is dead.
disappointed. I'm really disappointed that Skitter didn't sleight of fist when the Inkswell ran out there to try and get the stun. That would have been that would have been one of the best things I'd ever seen.
I love that. I love when people do that. That's some crazy stuff.
And they're gonna send Doom to the bot lane. The thing is, this Dire had this observer wall in the top lane, so they saw the Ember coming, but Ursa was already in a position where he couldn't escape from the 2 supports that were already there. I really like when teams do this, where they make these lane swaps, but they get a kill just before they do it by having 2 cores in the same lane.
Yeah. It's an efficient way to do it, isn't it? It's just kind of using the gold and making sure no one's wasting their time and basically taking advantage of a situation you know is already going to occur because you want it to. And 9, yeah, just pushing out middle lane and going to this raiding camp time and time again.
Oh, top lane. This Pango is okay.
He does finally get the roll onto him. And now with the Sister Gauge coming out, I don't think there's any hope for Grimstroke. As Empire bite back, and they will take down the Grimstroke.
There are 4 heroes up here, though, to get a Grimstroke kill. Are they going to get a tower from this? I don't think so. Like we've talked about, they don't have great objective taking. That's a lot of time wasted just for a support Grimstroke kill. They even used Rolling Thunder. This Troll was just free farming still. The Doom was free farming down in the bot lane. And I like that Nine's come up here on the Troll to try and secure the bounty runes at least. He knows how strong he is at the moment.
Yeah, still a little bit cautious about going in for theirs, though. They're just going to hold their own.
If because they've secured one on their side, Doom takes them both on the bot lane. They've picked up 3 for themselves. So it's, you know, good gold swings. He almost has his Midas on the Doom as well. Only about 800 gold away.
Kaban are playing the money game right now as sits in the mid lane for a bit, wants to find his Fiend's Grip and get themselves a little bit more stable here. Not so much gank potential from them, but oh look, Kapango came into lane and now Sidon's at half health. Cool. Luckily he's got the Brain Sap and he's up to 3/4 again. Fractions. Frog Fractions. Did you ever play that game, Frog Fractions?
No, I don't even know what it is.
Oh dude, you're going on an adventure after this series.
Alright. Teach me, wise one. They've got this Vendetta on Nyx in the top lane, by the way, and he sees the Ursa and he doesn't even see the Nyx and he's like, God damn, I'm out of here. This is scary. Like, he knows the Nyx is level 6 now, so they have to be careful with how they play across the map on the Radiant side.
I think Biven knows he's dead.
He's like, there's like 4 heroes here.
Oh no!
Is this worth it? For 4
absolutely.
heroes?
Absolutely. They're
middle tower
not that bothered.
care.
Rotations coming into the middle lane, perhaps. The disarm comes out into the Troll Warlord, and now the ultimate from Madden as well. They're trying to close the gap with Rolling Thunder and will be successful. Oh, Nine's in a bad place, but Cinderin catches him with the Fiend's Grip. It wasn't long, but it was enough to keep the Troll Warlord alive, and now the sleep comes out to the Monkey King, leaving him back. Meanwhile, well, Madden gets ran down by 9, and now they'll look towards Kodos as well, trying to bring down the Monkey King. It won't take long for Kaban to tie up that kill. 9 finds 2. They try to gank him, but he just ends up poaching both of their eggs. And now we'll take this tower as well.
They're just playing around their strongest hero on the map at the moment in the Troll. This is, you know, why not? It doesn't matter if he's a Troll. He has two nukes, you know, in the whirling axes. He has a Yasha as well, so he hits hard. Just a scuffed gank, unfortunately, by Empire.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Am I ever allowed to do a Elmo voice during this cast?
Sure, mate, you do you. I'm not going to stop you, I think. Doom has his Midas now as well, so you know he's second in net worth already, and he's only just picked up the Midas. So Aya's going to scale massively well. I mean, what's it up to? Like the Dire have to do something. Like otherwise they're just going to get out farmed. But they've fallen so far behind in their lanes that like what plays can they make across the map now? The Pango and the Monkey King are so far behind.
I mean, BTS is going for a Midas of his own as well, so he kind of wants to keep up here, but that means he's not going to be this kind of playmaking hero we kind of expect from Ursus, but instead he's going to be flicking farm. And Dilla goes down, throws down the ultimate onto 2, and the Searing Chain's going to hold them still as well.
But it's like,
threatens the Rolling Thunder, but no, doesn't commit.
It's like, oh, our Grimstroke died again. Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, that time it was only 3 heroes, but I mean, still 2 cores coming into it, so...
But like, if you look at the gold advantage this game, if you look at the net worth chart, they're just slowly gaining their lead by just out farming them. Like this Doom is just running down the Monkey King bot now.
No one does this to me.
Fought it.
They're just making all the right moves.
Was that Doom used? Yes, it was. Well, I mean, Doom is down, but for a Monkey King, it is very much worth it. In fact, exactly what you want.
Yeah, like he hasn't really even used the Doom yet. When you have these long cooldowns like Finger or Doom or whatnot, you might as well just use them on a core and just get a kill, and then just put them on cooldown again. There's no point just sitting on the cooldown.
I've never seen this weird axe thing which the Doom has, by the way. It's kind of interesting. Usually has a sword, doesn't he?
Is under attack.
Oh, he has to be careful here, though. Oh, use your Midas before you die.
He doesn't know he's about to die. The creeps are all gone, but
he has a sentry. He sees.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think even the Monkey King and the Nyx Assassin would stand a particularly good chance of killing the Doom anyways.
He's too tanky.
He is a big old boy. A big, big boy. It's funny that we're saying this Doom's going to have a bad game wherever he goes. And he's had a great time. Second in net worth. Loving life.
The thing is, because the troll did so well, though, and because the troll did so well mid, they didn't need to help him. And because this Nyx Pango can't put pressure on the Ember by themselves, not really. So they can just go and play around the Doom, which allows him in the top lane to get some kills. And then he's just sat down here for about 5 minutes and just got absolute free in the bot lane. Like, this Grimstone's just pushing out top lane, making sure they don't get the tower. Troll's just farming the jungle. Doom's just farming bot side of the map. They're being so efficient.
Yeah.
On the Kaban side.
They are playing the map.
Interesting Ember skill build as well. 2-3-3. I haven't seen this one before.
Interesting, yeah.
Normally we see two people you know. It's actually Juke City.
Dodges every spell and turns around and gets the Fiend Script onto the Ursa here, and they'll just hold them together with that Grimstroke ultimate. Archangel just walked down. They're trying to bring down the Ursa. He's got the enrage going for him, so it's going to take a while, but 9 will finally finish him off. Now they'll look towards Sayu as well. The Nyx Assassin trying to get himself out of danger, running to the creep wave, but 9's chasing him down with the whirling axes, and Bibble will finish the job on the Grimstroke. That's going to be 3 clean kills in the top lane for Kaban, not breaking a sweat as they take down the Ursa, the Nyx Assassin, and the Lich as well. No real response from the side of Empire, to be honest. I'm expecting them to be wanting to take these fights, wanting to turn up and do some damage, but Maiden was nowhere to be seen, and Monkey King as well, just not really getting into these battles at all.
But how do they start fights? Like, they're basically reliant on this Nyx just walking in and getting a good stun off. And if that doesn't happen, then they can't really kill anybody. And I want to ask you a question. What's the Dire's win condition now this game?
I mean, I still think they have one. It very much involves just kind of finding the momentum and then getting the pickoffs. But yeah, it looks awkward. It looks really awkward right now.
Momentum when you're 10k behind in 16 minutes is a difficult thing to do.
Yeah, there's always comeback gold. I think I'd rather have a lineup like this where you can actually stand a chance of getting pickoffs and kills. Rather than a more conventional one.
Like, the Pango can just clear waves, which is nice, and they can keep the game alive. But like, I can see maybe if they sneak a Roche with the Ursa or something, they might be able to make something happen. But even then, like, this vision from Syndra, like, all these sentries are just scouting everywhere the Nyx goes. Look at how many sentries they have on the map. It's just across all the key junctions.
Yeah,
like Syndra's put a sentry down, and so say you on this Nyx just can't make a play. He's trying so hard to make things happen, but it's just not happening. And you know it's bad as a Monkey King when you have to level tree dance just to split push instead of actually fighting.
There could be trouble in the top lane as Grimstroke's being run down by Maiden here, stunned up by the Rolling Thunder as with the double damage, though Bibble manages to juke it pretty well, and now Bang has to get himself out. So, not a successful rotation, not a successful kill for the Pangolin. Would have been really nice for him to start finding some blood around this map right now, but not able to do so even with the Rolling Thunder committed and the double damage.
The thing is though, right, that like, even if Bibba dies up here, we've said it doesn't really matter. He's just shoving the lane out. Like, he doesn't actually care if he dies or not. He's just making sure they don't gain map control on the Dire side. So if he has to give his life up, it's like whatever, he doesn't care.
Meanwhile,
he's doing it now.
And yeah, Bibba dies, but they get Roshan for it, so they're okay with this. Sanjin Yasha and Skullbasher out on 9, so I mean the guy's huge and only getting bigger, and now has an Aegis as well.
He's so far.
Maiden hiding in the trees here.
All of a sudden that takes away the win condition of getting the Aegis on the Ursa as well.
Yeah.
It feels bad.
There's still time. There's still time. That's definitely Empire getting slowly choked.
Kaban have definitely played this game exactly as they wanted to, though. Like, even though this Ember's like not having the best of games, he's still having a good time. And because his other two cores are doing so well, it doesn't really matter. Like, this Doom has a Crimson and almost a Vlad's, and it's 18 minutes into the game. He is so rich.
And meanwhile, Maiden is just ulting to farm creeps.
How did Dire do damage against the Crimson? Cool. How do they win a team fight?
That's true. That's true. Crimson Guard is looking like a mighty fine iron right now.
It's such a good Crimson game.
Yeah, I mean, it eliminates a ton of the Pango's damage, I think. Does it stop Pango's damage?
Oh, from Swashbuckle?
Incoming attacks on melee heroes.
Not sure. I haven't tested that one, actually. That's a good question.
Radiant's bottom tower
I'll
is
test it
under
after this
attack.
series. Because that's something that,
Dire's middle
when
tower
Pango's been
is
picked
under
every
attack.
game, I should probably know.
Yeah, it is.
Dire are scanning.
Look at this troll just take mid-tower, though. He doesn't care.
Yeah, he's cool. Just running up.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Aegis
Monkey
in
King's
hand.
trying to push bot lane
Radiant's
out.
bottom tower
He's doing whatever he
is
can.
under
Ursa's farming the jungle, trying to get towards this BKB, but until that BKB comes out, and even when it does, he can just get doomed. I'm desperately trying to think of something that the Dire can do to make, do something this game so that they can make plays across the map, but it's so difficult.
Kodo's just kind of hanging out here in the bottom lane, a little bit nervous, noticing that there's no one on the map to farm up these creeps. Meanwhile, Kaban will be taking these bounties, and yeah, Monkey King just TPs himself out of this one, but it is going to be 4 bounties going to Kaban once again, so definitely feeling
Invis
that
hero
like a
again.
gold.
Why would you pick an Invis hero against Cinderin? What's the point? He just buys sentries anyway. You're just enabling Cinderin if you pick an Invis hero against him.
This is his dream.
This is all I wanted. Like, you see Sayer at the moment on the Nyx is just running into the jungle trying to look for somebody, but who plays the map with him?
Dire's
Like, if he
bottom
finds
tower
somebody,
is under attack.
what do they do?
Well,
might
got
get a courier.
417 movement speed, by the way, on the base.
Dire's structures
Courier.
are fortified.
Oh no!
Dire's bottom tower is under
Poor
attack.
guy. Oh, top lane. Oh,
The troll gets another one. This time the Pangolier is the one that goes down. It's becoming awkward for Empire, because normally this is it's not a good position to be in by any stretch of the imagination, but there's quite a lot of hope. But Empire just simply aren't doing that well right now.
that's one way of putting it. Yes, I agree.
But there's certain plays they should be making. They should be smoking, looking for some blood. I don't feel like they're doing anything right now.
They do feel very content to just farm at the moment on their cores. Try and get whatever they can off the map.
Yeah, clearly looking for some kind of item or some kind of moment. But whilst they've been doing all this, I mean, the Troll just managed to get so much. He's finding kills. He's got himself a BKB coming out to him. I guess they just don't want to fight into the Aegis, but I still think you kind of just go where the Troll isn't and look for kills there instead.
You've got like a minute left on this Aegis though, Kaban, so are you going to be able to get high ground with this Aegis? Probably not. They get the courier though on the
Dire's
Nyx.
bottom tower
That's big.
is under
That's a
attack.
BKB gone delayed for another 3 minutes.
Yeah, they know that this is the time that they would have scouted the BKBs on the courier. So
Yeah.
Structures are fortified.
Well, no finger grip on the backline, going to keep the Nyx assassin skill, but 9 is still going to be able to run down the Ursa and find that kill, but he's dropping really low himself, but of course does have that Aegis, but it will be running out in half a minute, so yeah, he's going to let this one fall, no problems, as they've got the Pangolier held down and brought down. Meanwhile, they look towards Kodos as well, and there's that ultimate coming out from 9, just wants to have that attack damage to rip through the Monkey King, and rip he will. Down goes the Monkey King, does buy back into this game. Meanwhile, Ember up onto the high ground. Skinner is going mad right now as he does get the kill onto Archangel, but they're just going for more. Pangolier brought down inside his own base right now. 22 minutes, and Cabana going deep. Sin taken to the front lines. I can dive too. Well, might be in some trouble.
no.
Oh, Boundless Strike just connects, and Cinderin will drop. That is going to be a death for him, but still very much worth it for the side of Kaban as they take down many, many heroes and get a ton of buybacks for it as well. Maiden, Archangel, Kodos, and Elmo. 4 buybacks is what they got from that fight. My goodness.
I mean, definitely a good trade. They use the Aegis as well. That's the best thing. So like, if Troll had died there in that fight, obviously it would have been so much different for the Dire side. But when he has that Aegis that's about to expire anyway, and then they can take a good fight.
Yeah.
That's the dream scenario with that Aegis there. And now they can just wait to look towards the second Roche, go high ground with the second Aegis, and be fine. But they know. Look, they're smoked up here on the Dire side. They want to do something before this Aegis comes back up again on the Troll.
Yeah, I mean, my big question here for Empire is that, were they actually timing Roshan? Because I feel like if they'd timed Roshan just a little bit better, they would have been able to wait for the Aegis to run out and then go for something. I don't know why they forced the fight before the Aegis ran out, because the BKB would have still been lost. It was 3 minutes until you get that BKB back.
It's kind of like
And it
that
was
awkward
30
scenario
seconds
there
until
where,
the BKB goes, so...
but it's like the awkward scenario where you know if you don't fight, you're just going to lose your tower anyway, and then they're just going to back off. Like they're not going to commit for the fight on the Radiant side without the Aegis. So they thought they had a good opening on the Nyx, but then he just gets fiends to him straight away, and all of a sudden you know you've already commit to this fight that's not going to go well.
Uh-oh. That's a DD in Nine's bottle. Low
That's
on
nice.
low.
Yeah, I was going to say the Skitters just passed them over the bottle, ready for when the Roche might spawn, or ready for when a fight kicks off. Having that DD available, going to power that troll up so much.
Meanwhile, Sayu, he's put some very aggressive wards down here. I mean, look at this kind of triangle of wards here on the over on the Radiant side of the map, and then just an extra one here as well. So,
like the thing is, they've realised they have to make plays on the map, but it's too late now. Like at least they're going to pick up 2 bounty rooms down on the bot side. I guess.
Radiant's bottom
I mean,
tower
it
is under
feels
attack.
late. It feels late, but I mean that comeback guard is going to be pretty severe if they can bring down this troll wall. There's going to be a lot of money going the way of whoever kills them.
Oh, the courier again.
What? Sayu could do well. There you go, gets it.
Has been
He got the BKB this time though.
Yes, he did get the BKB off the courier.
Instead.
No, it doesn't get it. I would have shed a tear for our poor Nyx assassin friend if he did go down there instead.
I thought Troll might go for Satanic next as well.
He got a bash
Especially
as well,
just
so it's actually pretty likely.
yeah. I thought stacked up with the status resistance from the SMY, Satanic might be pretty good.
Yeah,
He's just going to go MKB instead.
yeah, I really like the MKB, to be fair.
Yeah, it's not a bad choice at all. I guess they're so far ahead that the MKB is going to be fine here. You just want to abuse that, do extra damage with your hits.
Dire's top tower
I mean, you
is
attack
under
so fast that the procs just do insane damage. Gives you some magic damage as well, so like if they do, you know, put the frost shield on someone, they can just
This
penetrate
tower
through it.
is
Yeah, it's gone. It is a bit gone.
Has
Whilst I was explaining the MKB pick.
I am surprised they're doing this before the trolls, the Aegis spawns in. I feel like they're rushing this a little bit here. But again, they're so far ahead, it shouldn't really matter.
They stun him up, but they're really afraid to commit on him. I mean, if they commit, they're getting double doom. There's no doubt about it. If they jump on him with
Dire's
more
top
than one
barracks
hero,
has fallen.
there is going to be a double doom, and they just get the melee barracks and back themselves up, which is kind of unreal without an Aegis on their team. But
This is what we talked about though. They can't start fights unless the Nyx just walks in. So if there's a sentry down, how does that troll actually die there, I guess?
yeah,
It's just not happening. Ooh, can they pick... This is what I mean. The Nyx is pinging up Biver here like, yeah, look, I found this Grim. And everyone's like, well, yeah, cool. That's great.
pretty sure Biver just spotted him as well under the. Yep, there you go. In comes the. Oh, that was actually a sentry. So that's the reason why. So I will just wait it off. Wants to keep his invis still going. But Roshan is now up. So probably the deciding factor of this game, I would say. Roshan.
I think the deciding factor was the mid lane, I'll be honest. Yeah, probably the nail in the coffin, if that's what you mean.
Sure.
This Monkey King's almost got his BKB, which is nice. But it doesn't save you against a Doom or a Troll. So... How do you itemize against this Radiant side? It's impossible. Like,
Yeah, I mean, you need a lot of items.
Like, the BKB's nice because it's good against the Ember and the Grimstroke and whatnot, but it doesn't save you from all aspects of their draft. So.
Yeah, especially not the. I mean, you don't want to go BKB as well, but naturally, when there's a Fiend Script and Doom in the game, but at the same time, he doesn't feel like he has a choice. Kind of awkward. Spike Carapace, just going to be used on the Doom there. He was worried in case he had Vision Limb or something, and could go for a cheeky. Wow, Roche is dropping quick.
It's not going to stay alive long against this Troll. Is there, yeah, there's a Vlad's on the Doom as well. She's just life stealing. Alright, Cheese on the Ember as well. He has a Mjolnir as well as his yours. Lots of damage coming out from the Ember as well as the Troll.
Yeah,
Grimstroke has a blink, by the way, as well. I don't know if we pointed that out. So, good luck positioning
yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, they really want to find the double Doom, to be honest, which is
They're just trying to.
which is
They're
fair.
trying to play this ward around here on fire. You see, they want to take a fight around whatever
Dire's
vision they
middle
can.
tower
Yeah,
is
they're
under
looking
attack.
Troll
for it.
doesn't care. He just runs up high ground.
They can maybe take the Doom, that could be something. But yeah, going on the backline is exactly what they need to. Okay, they see the Doom, they're going onto him now, but can they bring him out? No, bit of a blink up onto the high ground, was ready for it, but Doom, he can't get off the spell. So the Grimstroke ulti might go to waste here. The Wukong from the backline, they take down the Lich pretty quickly. Ember Spirit's going to die as well, but 9 getting into this fight with his Aegis, trying to play around. Meanwhile, there's a BKB TP score in the middle of things. 9 still looking for more, but I mean, his team have been picked up. This is an amazing fight from Empire so far. Sayu stunning up the Troll, but in comes DK Phobos, kills off Sayu and throws down the Doom onto the Ursa. 9 now get on the chase here. Will be able to connect with those axes, which is going to slow down the Ursa enough, but 9 he's going to need a bash or something. Slows.
He got one.
Enough. Oh, so the Doom runs out. He's actually going to survive this one. He's thinking of coming back in. They want to find the kill here on Control Warlord, which they will do. And now they look towards the Doom. Kill him whilst the Aegis is triggering. That is going to be the plan at least. And Doom, he's getting so low here. Swashbuckle. A couple more right clicks will be needed. He's evading everything right now. But it finally does go down. 9 is still alive. Empire, I mean, surely this is a 4-on-1 right now, but he rips through man. And now the stuns come out onto 9. 9 stunned up once again. Impaled, controlled up. They will kill the Troll Warlord. Eventually, Empire get everybody and the Doom twice from that buyback. An amazing turnaround from Team Empire. They do have the fighting heroes, but I still was not expecting them to take a fight, especially not a fight as good as that. That was insane.
Really well played by Empire. They take a fight around their vision, but I feel like they had to just kind of wait for a mistake on this Kaban side for that initiation opening. And they did. They found the Doom by himself while the Troll wasn't there, and they get this perfect Wukong's command off, which kind of separates Troll, which it forces Troll to run through the Wukongs to start taking damage. And he starts hitting the Monkey King during his ult when he has the extra armor. But the Troll's just not doing as much as he should have been. It was really nice by the Dire side. About, you know, like pretty much the dream scenario for them there. They even got the Doom buyback and killed him again.
Yeah, yeah. No, the Doom on the Ursa, it's just about surviving on that. I mean, you know, he was very fortunate that the Troll didn't get a bash or an ensnare or anything onto that Ursa. That was very lucky, but still, I mean, that's about the only part of the fight which came down to luck. Otherwise, just excellent execution on Team Empire side. And now they're feeling their momentum as they smoke up and start looking for more. And this is what their lineup is made to do. Go and hunt, find the kills. And if Kaban aren't very careful, they could find this lead starting to slip out of their hands. Of course, it is still a pretty substantial lead, especially with the heroes they got there. By the way, they retreat back onto the high ground now. Who have they found here? It's actually the Doom they've got, and they will be able to bring him down. The Grimstroke ulti with the double feed script going off here. It's doing a lot of work, a ton of work, actually. The Lich is going to go down. Kodos as well as Nine's just ripping through the back line whilst the rest of the team are just disabled. Now they'll look towards the Ursa as well. I mean, there is no one left. The Esther is going to drop as well. And Kaban, they just backslap Empire straight back into their place. After
I respect that play a lot by Empire. Like you saw this, where they ward on the high ground on the Dire jungle. They've done they did the same thing down here. The problem is if you wait for Kaban to come to you now, they're not going to make the same mistake that they did again before. So you basically have to rely on getting a pick off and stop them from being 5 people all the time. Like if you pick off that Doom and then get away there, that's the perfect scenario. It stops Kaban being able to go for this push that they're going to now. But unfortunately, you know, the fight goes badly. But it was the best percentage chance play they had.
Yeah, when you look at it like that. Absolutely. And, I mean, the double Fiend script from the low ground surely stopped them being able to get the kill on the Doom as quickly as they did. And opened up the rest of the fight for Nine to just come in uncontested and blow up whoever he pleased. And now it's looking real dire for the Dire. Troll Warlord on the high ground, just ripping through these buildings. And Sai's just going to call it. GG is thrown out here. And will be a sad loss for Empire in Game 1. But at least we saw a flash of life from them. You know, they took one fight when they really shouldn't have. And maybe Command showing a little bit of sloppiness perhaps. It was a really nicely played fight from Empire. It's a shame that they then try and extenuate their lead, build upon what they just won, and unfortunately didn't quite happen.
Yeah, I think the mid lane decided this game pretty much, I'll be honest. I mean, when that Troll gets to the first blood on the Monkey King mid as well, like that kill shouldn't happen. And when it does, it makes the lane impossible for the Monkey King. Like he had to just roam around and he couldn't go back to the lane. Trolls just gets an immediately free time. And when you've got this Nyx Pango in the offlane not applying pressure, it just allows Cinderin to freely move across the map with how he wants.
I suppose it's kind of... Absolutely. I think it's one of those weird things where I said in this draft, if you pick the Ursa and the Monkey King, who are very, very similar heroes and how they lane and what they counter, and you both counter the Doom so heavily, then it doesn't matter what happens in the mid lane, what they pick. But they just pick this Troll Warlord who counters both the Ursa and the Monkey King really, really well. And then you've got this problem where, if they counter the same things and have the same kind of play style, then you set yourself up to be countered pretty hard as well. And unfortunately, that was the case.
But that's the power of the last pick, the 10th pick in the draft.
For sure.
They're probably going to pick something that you can't deal with. So you have to pick a draft that is... The lane's always going to be okay, at least. Like, Monkey King should do okay against Troll. It's obviously not great. The Troll does better, but Kados just not having the best of games in that mid lane.
Yeah. Yeah, to say the least, it was really rough. But he ended up on 5-5-5, a nice even score. But yeah, definitely a disappointing defeat for Team Empire as they lose the first game in the Beyond the Summit Spring Cup. Well, I think we'll head through to the next game and see if Empire can find a little bit of momentum to take them through the next matchup as Kaban lead with a 1-0 start.